So the whole country just gathered to hear from President Ramaphosa and introducing the Madlanga Commission. And I put a hidden camera in your house. I saw you watching. And especially you got mad when you heard that SAPS Minister Senzo Mchunu was thinking about what he did while sitting here. And why did he let him off the hook? Let's just remind you that in 2023, the IPID Phala investigation was completed. The report was never released. Parliament, media, everybody made a noise because Mchunu stamped the report top secret, and he resisted all efforts to declassify it. Even up till this year, opposition MPs, civil societies, all complaining this shouldn't be classified. So it made sense, and you got madder that the president never mentioned Deputy Police Commissioner Sibiya, and you just imagine Sibiya being at the office dealing with the evidence. And then he announced that there's going to be a first report in 3 months, second report in 6 months, and then he said the final, but he didn't say when, so it can be in eternity now. Just in case you were not mad and angry and screaming enough, let me just help you get angrier. The Zondo Commission was announced in 2018 January, only started in August. Okay, the Marikana Commission may encourage you. It was announced in August 2012. It started in October 2012. The Seriti Commission, the Arms Deal Commission, was announced in September 2011 and only started in August 2013 because the president still needs to agree the budget and the terms with the chairperson, and then get the building, get the staff, and only then they start. So your 3 months and 6 months is probably counting from when they start. In this video, I'm going to try do this for you because you may be looking at the 3 and I'm going to try show you the 4. And if you're looking at the 4, I'm going to try show you the 3. And now, this is what I ask you. I ask you for just this short video to keep your preconceived ideas aside, just for now, and be patient with me, have grace with me, because I can't say everything. And if you don't get what I'm saying, try watch 3 or 4 of our most popular videos. And what will happen is you are jumping into a car on the way to a destination called prosperity, because South Africa will prosper. If you're ready for that, press like. Let's go. Now, here's something that's a first positive about this commission compared to many other commissions. The scope of the commission is limited to the Mkhwanazi bombshells. That's important because this is not a general commission about police corruption. It's a commission to investigate Mkhwanazi's bombshell. And on top of that, we are going to watch. There will be no funny business with President Ramaphosa trying to grow the scope. And if he tries, we're going to make sure that your party, we're going to make sure that Parliament fights it, or we fight your party or fight Parliament. The scope is limited to Mkhwanazi. This is a first positive. Remember, he said last Sunday, the 6th, Lieutenant Mkhwanazi made public serious allegations. To address these allegations and the implications of these allegations, I'm establishing the inquiry. And he says these allegations call for an urgent and comprehensive investigation. This is very good news. I know we're sick and tired of commissions, but this is one thing that's ultra good news. And he said the commission will investigate allegations relating to the infiltration of law enforcement, intelligence, associated institutions within the criminal justice system by criminal syndicates. When I heard this as he gave his speech, I missed that Ramaphosa's speech was actually a bit more disappointing than it should have been, because he was trying to politically say what he was saying without being clear. And he said these institutions are the SAPS, NPA, State Security, Judiciary, Magistracy, Metropolitan, Department of Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, Tshwane. When I heard this, I thought, oh, there goes 10 years. No. But he is only mentioning things that are involved in Mkhwanazi's bombshell. This is not general. That is good news. And the statement doesn't look back in any way like the Zondo Commission. It doesn't give flashbacks and historical issues and general ANC corruption and structural policing reform or cabinet-wide, let's see how we can make... No, it's about Mkhwanazi. But he does mention, and you can also investigate Cele without mentioning his name. The man was trying to cover his back, but I tell you, he's actually done the right thing. For a politician, of course. The commission will investigate the role of current and former senior officials, that's Cele, in certain institutions, who may have aided or abetted the alleged criminal activity, failed to act on credible intelligence or internal warnings, or benefited financially or politically from a syndicate's operations. This is a vague, big worded way to say investigate what Mkhwanazi said, even what affects Cele. And he says you can fire Sibiya or whoever else you need to as soon as you see Mkhwanazi's evidence. And he said, don't wait until the end of the commission. Lay charges as soon as you see Mkhwanazi's evidence. Right, so this is not like the Zondo, wait till the end and then at the end press charges. And this is how he said it in his big language. Once established, the commission shall consider prima facie evidence, which means what Mkhwanazi has, relating to the involvement of individuals currently employed. So he's saying, listen about Sibiya within law enforcement or intelligence agencies. And he says, where appropriate, the commission must make recommendations on the employment status of such officials. So he's saying, please, you fire Sibiya, suspended pending the outcome of further investigation. So he took a big chicken way out, and he's pretty much said, Madlanga, you do my dirty work. And he says the commission will have the power to refer matters for immediate criminal investigation and urgent decisions on prosecution, taking into account the nature of the allegations and evidence the commission will uncover. So he has actually gone to say you can act now from when you just hear the first piece of evidence, and it's coming from a cop, so it's pretty well structured because no one knows how to put evidence together better than a cop. So I'm trying to show you the other side of things, because for me and you, the goal is not to feel good at this moment. I know that if you and I did crime today, it sucks that Mkunu at the beach can call his friend Sibiya and say, hey man, I heard they did crime. Are you going to go get them? And Sibiya will come and arrest us. And it seems so unfair and infuriating. However, I'm trying to show you 4, where 3 is obvious on this side, by saying this: the goal is prosperity. And our goal is more longer term than this one decision. We may feel like Ramaphosa must go, but if you come back and think, you realize the goal is not to feel like he did the right thing now. We already know he's not gonna. And what he's given us is pretty good coming from him. But the goal is 2029 and beyond, and it's prosperity. The goal is that this is government housing in South Africa. The goal is to catch Denmark in 1 generation. Why do I pick Denmark? Because if you look at our constitution, if it is successful, we would look like a Scandinavian country. We can do it in 1 generation that this is lower class in South Africa. And this is what going to work looks like. And that only requires that we go from 15,000 GDP per capita PPP to 60,000 GDP per capita PPP. And that is what life will look like. Now, how do we get there? Let me explain. Right now, if you listen to everyone, this is how they talk. The ANC doesn't care. ANC people are so incompetent. The ANC is full of empty promises. If we can just vote for another party and not the ANC, we're sick of the ANC. Why? Because they don't care. Their hearts suck, I guess. They have bad character. And some people say, yeah, the problem is implementation. We've got policies, but it's implementation. Now, here's my question. I have been to this shop in every town in South Africa. I have been to this shop in many towns outside of South Africa. Do the employees here care? Are they people of better character? Are the people I've gone to buy chicken from competent? Not really. From the conversations I've had with them, not many of them are so educated. Here's the question. Why do they always deliver? I've been buying this thing for decades. It always tasted right, whether I was in Kuruman or Durban or Cape Town or Bloemfontein. They have always delivered over and over and over again. Is it because they somehow found the people who care? Is it because they somehow found all the competent people in the world? No, it's not the people. They have a system that works. The system works so well that with a selfish, toxic employee, they still deliver. With so many employees who are clearly not so educated, they still deliver. Why? Because the system is right. The system works. The problem with South Africa's politics and how most of our people think about politics, they are looking for the right politician. And they've been blaming politicians. It's Zuma's fault. It's Ramaphosa's fault. It's Malima's fault. No, there's nothing wrong with them. Are they selfish? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. Are they competent? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't care. I think Ramaphosa is a pretty competent person. They kept power, so they know how to do something. I think Juju is brilliant. I think Zuma is awesome. I do. Would I vote for him? No. Would I vote for Ramaphosa? No. Do I want him to be in the lead or opposition? Opposition. If he loses votes, will I celebrate? Yes. Why? Because his system doesn't work. See, South Africans are stuck at looking at politicians, and they keep moving from politician to politician with a bad system that is guaranteed to fail because they're hoping that this politician will do it right. No, it's not the politician, dear. It's the system. You don't get that burger at McDonald's each time. It's not because the person who serves you is competent. The system works. It's not because the people there really care. Every single time, they deliver. ANC is not failing to deliver because they don't care, because they're incompetent, because there's any problem with the people. It's the system. The ANC has a failed economic and political system. And Ramaphosa is on his way out anyway. So this is the positive side I want to show you about this commission. Ramaphosa is on his way out anyway, but he would have signed it off And the GNU is buying us time to detox our government and get power into parties that go with a working system. A system that works with people that don't care, who are incompetent, will accomplish more prosperity than people who do care but have a failed system. So, here's a thought. What if while Madlanga starts the process of detoxifying the government of the failed ANC system, and part of that system is that system operates on deployment and not appointment? Because what will happen in this commission is that they can hide direct evidence, but comrades are zombies of this failed system, and he will catch them. And we get to have people realize what's going on along with the education that we bring. And not just me, but so many voices out there. A better way to look at this is that by the time the GNU collapses and the commission continues, and maybe Ramaphosa is out of power, the ANC, after May 2024, has too little power to stop other parties thoroughly dealing with them with all the bombshells that will be coming up between now and 2029. We complain about the commissions that happened before, and most of them we think because no one went to jail, but ANC is at 39% today thanks to the arms deal, thanks to Zondo. Because as much as they didn't get arrested, but the news have to report on the bombshells, and at some point people keep getting something is wrong with the ANC. Of course they will think they don't care, they are crooked, they are thieves, but we'll be working, educating that no, it's not the people, it's the system. And Madlanga is the right guy to do this. We have the right guy in our corner as far as this is concerned. Madlanga is a constitutional court judge. He wrote so many judgments, and I'm only going to show you two. One of them was the Corruption Watch NPC versus other President Masana versus CW in 2018. And one of the things he said in the judgment, he said section whatever of the Constitution provides for the independence of the National Prosecuting Authority. So basically, he was shouting at the president for interfering with the independence of the National Prosecuting Authority and trying to manipulate senior prosecutors. So this is not some soft guy who's going to play games on this one. This is not a comrade who's in charge of this. He's very clear. We shall have appointments, not deployees, and politicians. Keep your filthy hands out of government professionals. He wrote also the judgment in the McBride case versus the Minister of Police, and he said it is unconstitutional for statute to grant the Minister of Police power to suspend the Executive Director of IPID. And in simple English, he pretty much said, keep your filthy politician hands away from IPID, leave them to do their job, and you can't use some silly law as an excuse to threaten their job. So Madlanga has always, the judgments he's penned or agreed with has always been clear. Detoxify the system of this filthy ANC failed system of deployment and have professionals running the system. And so as bombshells appear, even right up to the final report, which I now hope it's in 2029, and my 75% chance prediction is that Ramaphosa has dug a hole and he's gonna fall into it himself. He put together a commission so he can keep his hands clean, manage all the politics, just like we talked about in this video. But I think this is gonna backfire. Behold, the wicked brings forth iniquity. Yes, he conceives trouble and brings forth falsehood. He made a pit and dug it out, and has fallen into the ditch which he made. His trouble shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down on his own crown. Mark this video. I think Ramaphosa is going to be one of the victims of the Madlanga Commission. I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. But hopefully you see what I've tried to say here. But no man can serve two masters. Either you love the one or hate the other. He'll despise the one and honor the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx. Karl Marx is a failed system.